More than 50 pro-democracy activists were arrested earlier this month in Hong Kong, the latest crackdown by Beijing on political freedoms. So how can Western democracies respond to the challenge of an increasingly assertive China? British Conservative lawmakers have set up the China Research Group to answer that question. Tom Tugendhat, chairman of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Select Committee, is co-founder of the group.
What we're trying to do is to encourage it to change within a rules-based international system so that the people of China have the opportunity that they deserve and so the rest of the world is not threatened.
It is a battle with global implications, says China analyst Steve Tsang.
China under Xi Jinping is interested in exporting and supporting authoritarianism in the world. So there is a bit of a contest of two different ideas, liberal democracies and Chinese-supported authoritarianism.
Among the policy recommendations are the formation of a coalition of 10 leading democracies to counterbalance Chinese influence and sanctions against Chinese individuals accused of human rights abuses.
And we know about the mass sterilization and detention and indeed enslavement of Uyghur Muslims. We know about the persecution of Mongols in Inner Mongolia. We know about the persecution of Tibetans, and we now know very clearly about the repression of democratic rights in Hong Kong. And all of these should be met with sanctions.
The toolkit also recommends forcing greater legal obligations on foreign banks and financial institutions to prevent the erosion of Hong Kong's autonomy. But the West has limited leverage, argues Tsang.
We are looking at some of the leading Western banking and financial institutions. So they will be the ones that will be hurt much more than the Chinese party state itself.
China is the biggest trading partner for the United States and Europe.
Actually, what we're seeing is not fair trade. It may be intellectual property theft. It may be effectively asset stripping.
But any policy toolkit will have limited impact, and global democracies must instead win the battle of ideas, argues Tsang.
If we cannot win the arguments with reality of democracies, then we will not be able to outcompete China's approach to supporting authoritarianism.
To counter that support, the China Research Group wants Britain and its allies to go much further in exerting leverage on Beijing. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.